Hello, so today we will be discussing pronouns. And the first important thing to remember is that everyone, no matter who you are, does use pronouns. Everyone does have them, everybody uses them. We just don't think of it. So there are many different types of pronouns categories, but in ASL, we're just going to focus on these three. We really don't need to discuss the other ones. And the reason why is because students tend to get some of these confused, especially those like who are learning ASL at the very beginning gets very confused between personal pronouns and possessive pronouns, and they just kind of use the wrong hand shape. And then we have reflexive pronouns as well, but it's something that people forget. So they're all really important to know, especially reflective pronouns, so you know when you see it being produced, you're not caught off guard. So we're going to start with personal pronouns. And the hand shape that we use, well, hold on, let me back it up. So before we discuss the hand shape and how this all happens, one important thing to remember is all pronouns have no meaning until you give it meaning in ASL. So in English, pronouns always have meaning because the he, she just lets the person know. In ASL, you need to inform the other parties that it's a man, it's a boy, it's a girl. You have to apply the meaning to the pronoun. You need to inform the person so they know what pronoun to apply in the English language if they're translating back to English. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Um, so let's go ahead and start with the personal pronouns. So the hand shape that we're going to be using for personal pronouns is this one hand shape, right? So we're going to be pointing. Please excuse my drawing for that. And that means that you're going to point at something. And so the meanings in English would be these words: I or me, if it's a boy or a man, he, if it's female, if they're female, she, him and her, you, we, if we start on one shoulder and go to the other. If you point to an area on a circle, they or them. So these are the English ones. And remember, in English, they and them can either mean a singular person or it can mean a group of people. It doesn't matter. So, we often use this when we don't know the person's gender. Um, their favorite class is gym or whatever. When we don't know the gender, we can replace the pronoun with a singular they. So when you want to use these, you'll use the one hand shape to point. So again, remember the point itself doesn't mean anything. If you want to say, if you want the other person to think she or female, you have to add the sign girl to it. So you can't just write IX, right? You have to say girl, and now it becomes IX girl. If I sign, oh yeah, point, my friend, that doesn't really mean anything. It could be a person, it could be an animal, it could be a thing, it could be an object. So I have to add meaning to that point. So I have to create the referent first. So a girl, she's my friend. He's my friend, right? You see, I added boy before. That's my brother. He's my brother, right? So the point itself has no meaning. You have to add that meaning first so we understand what pronoun to apply. So again, the IX means nothing, so we have to say the girl. We have to sign girl first, so now we have the female pronoun she or her. So you need both of those. Supposedly, there is a group of people, right? If I just kind of do a circle, it could be anything. It could be an area. It can mean over there or over there in that area. So I have to add the sign people first. So I have to, again, add the meaning. People, and then do the IX point in that circle group. You means you. There's no way for it to mean anything else because I'm pointing at you or you're pointing at me. So it has to be me. It has to be you. So that one doesn't matter. You don't have to add anything. So if you point at a person, it really just means you. You means you. You don't have to do anything differently. If the person is not here, I have to add the girl, boy, brother, etc. So again, if in English you want to have the other person register these words in their brain, this is the hand shape you need to. So If the person's not here, right, we have to add those signs. If there's a real person who's a female, I don't have to say girl and then point. I can just point to the female, to that person. That's okay too. You really have to add those in if they're not here. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and talk about possessives and talk about that hand shape and what English words are registered and activate when that happens.